It's past time to expose the Democrats and Republicans for usurping liberty and freedom. What you are about to hear is the amalgam of passion and truth. This is the Southern Liberty Radio Show. There we go. Now we're in sync. I come to you guys with a heavy heart. I come to you with a unsettled soul. We all saw what happened on the 10th of September at 2:22 Eastern Time. We saw what happened. Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a man that was indoctrinated not only by political figures and politicians and political parties, but also down to our education institutions. What we witnessed on Friday, what we witnessed on the 10th was nothing short of that. This regular man with a platform was a father, was a husband, was a son. He was even a role model to a lot of college age and late high school age people around the world, not just the United States, around the world. Y'all saw the intro clip I played where the Maori was doing a haka in honor of Charlie Kirk in London. And while we're so worried about fighting, about the shooter, and if he was a left winger or right winger or a Democrat or a Republican, I want people to understand the first narrative that is pushed out is never the correct narrative. Don't listen to anything else until the dust settles. But this man was just an ordinary man, successful young man. And because he spoke out against the machine, he spoke out to inform the younger generation how the authoritative creep settles in. The machine didn't like it. And I don't want to I don't want to martyr people, but I want you guys to understand that event was live streamed around the world. Millions were watching it. But you know the ones that it really impacted the most? Those people that were in that bowl when that shot rang out. And all those young kids had to witness a man killed in front of their face within 30, 40 feet, some of them. No one's going to talk about the PTSD, especially the kids that could have been in the potential path of that bullet went over their heads and hit them. One of those kids in front of him could have been hit. Imagine those 10 to 20, 30 young folks that were right there in the line. Witnessed that happen and could have. No one's going to talk about that. And those children that were in that flight path of that bullet, I pray for them, because that's going to be something they will live with for the rest of their life, because the machine did not want this man speaking out against it. That could have been me sitting in that chair. It could have been any one of you in these comments sitting in that chair. Charlie Kirk was no elite figure. He wasn't some corporation millionaire. He was just a regular guy walking down the street with a family like me and you that had a voice people gravitated to. That's it. It seems to confuse people what this really is. And I want to make this very clear. And I'll stand on my 10 toes and everybody else's toes that want to stand that right down here next to me. But I'm going to say this. Charlie Kirk is now enamored in history as an influential figure that was that was a political assassination. I'll put that even right. Malcolm X, JFK, Freddie Hampton of the Black Panthers, Medgar Evers of the Civil Rights Movement, Martin Luther King, the MOVE movement in Philadelphia. I put Charlie Kirk in that company. Regardless of how you believe or he believed or said he said, this was a political assassination because he stood up and spoke against the machine. You can sit here, you fools can sit here and say, oh, he was a racist and he was this and that. I don't give two flying shits or a fuck about that. This man was assassinated on political grounds, period. And again, it could have been any one of us. It could have been any one of us because we speak out online. Just as making a tweet. Just because you make a tweet on the internet, if the machine or the state doesn't like you, they will come for you. If you make a move to make the state move that they're uncomfortable with, they will take you out. Hmm? The machine doesn't want unity. And Charlie Kirk was one of those people that united the young people. Because look, most of us that are around my age, around 50, give or take 5 years in either direction, that's the generation that's got to keep us going when we're in our 70s and 80s, folks. We got to make sure they're right. I don't mean political right, but they're right in the head. They have the right set of morals and principles to propel this country forward. Because I'll be damned if I have to pick up a firearm in 20 years to defend the shores of this nation. Because by all means I will. I took that oath June 23rd, 1993 for a reason. And that oath does not expire. Period. For all the assholes out here, you pieces of shit, that are literally dancing on that man's grave. You are pathetic pieces of shit. Freaking pathetic. Because the machine told you that he was some sort of fascist, right? Some sort of Nazi, right? Because they told you all these things. You think it's okay to pick up a rifle and take him out. Let me take you through a story. Let me take you through U.S. history, since you idiots that stomped on this man's grave don't understand. Malcolm X spoke up for racial equality. He called out the white liberal every chance he got. And the FBI rolled up in that hall playing protection and killed that man. JFK wanted unity, called out the machine, all of it. Assassinated in a parade by a snapper in Dallas, Texas. Medgar Evers, assassinated by the local police department and the Klan because he spoke out against the machine for equality. Freddie Hampton of the Black Panthers, Chicago PD, in conjunction with the federal government, went in and shot that man in his sleep in the back of his fucking head because he spoke up for equality and against the machine's tactics. MLK, assassinated at a hotel with 2 CIA operatives next to him because he was promoting the unity and equality for civil rights. Shot dead in the face of 2 CIA operatives. The MOVE movement bombed in Philadelphia because they wanted equality. They wanted equal justice. They were tired of police brutality. And they were bombed by the fucking federal government. And in none of those instances, no one laughed about people being taken out by the political machine, but you want to sit here and make fun of fucking Charlie Kirk, you slimeball pieces of shit. I hope you get everything coming the fuck to you. Because guess what? As you're laughing this up, it could be your friend, it could be your mama be hit next because of you laughing about this. I want you to clearly understand what you're advocating for. By sitting here in your evil ways, thinking it's A-okay because you think he's a racist, because of what you've been told, remember, people can look at you and believe what you believe and put a bullet in your head walking down the street just because you thought that. And remember, your face is on the internet forever. Y'all must have some demons in your heart. And I'm looking out across the country, across the internet, and all I see is the evil coming out of people, literally tap dancing like they're in a fucking minstrel show over this. How sick can you be? And what's even worse is you fucking teachers. Oh, you get all the smoke too, because you interact with our children on a daily basis. And you spill, we talked about this years ago, how they say, oh, you like Trump, why? And then the kids are getting in trouble because their parents support Trump. No, this shit ends. This shit fucking ends tonight. Any teacher, and this is for everybody, any teacher that is caught with this bullshit, they should be snatched by their fucking wig. Snatched right the fuck up. Because we don't need these immoral son of a bitches teaching our children. You cannot teach equally with an immoral heart. How dare you call yourself an educator when our kids are with you more than the parents are in some cases. And you want to call yourself an educator, but teaching, hey, you need to just give away your license right now, because remember, your faces are online too. And people in the communities talk. Don't get caught in the grocery store and get confronted, right? Just like Maxine Waters said. Remember when she said that infamous clip? You get in their face and you push back on them? This is the time to turn that paradigm on them. You see them in public and you know they done this, you publicly accost them. You shout them out of town. Straight up. The time for games is over with these totalitarians and authoritarians. Their time is up for them. If they're teaching your children hate, if they're teaching from an immoral stance, you accost them when you see them in public. What are they going to do? Call the police? It's a public place. Get your shit right. And that what Maxine Waters said, the paradigm is shifting. Ron DeSantis is already already got his people already on it. And I hope he posts all their pictures online and what they said. Because forever, in eternity, in their existence, they should be accosted. The virtual tar and feathering of these people should happen right now. Every time you see them, call them out what the fuck they is. Call them the fuck out what they are. And you can't be scared now. Many people have taken a bullet for free speech. And this recent one, yeah, it should be all you need. Should be all you need. If you know a teacher that is hiding their bias but keeping it in the classroom, you put that shit on social media and light they ass up. You go to your school board, you light they ass up. You go to the state and find out what you can do against their license, light their ass up. Because one thing, y'all know I don't agree with cancel culture, but these people created the paradigm for it, and guess what? It's about to work against them in a very bad way. In a very bad way. So all you pieces of shit people that have done this and done it on the internet like it's no, ain't no freedom of speech, bitch. You can have all that you want to, but remember, even though you have freedom of speech, you're not freedom of consequence. And when my conservative friends starts combing the social medias and face recognizing you and then calling your job and getting you canceled, you're going to remember this when you did this to my conservative friends, my right-leaning friends back in 2017, all the way up until now, trying to cancel them. You're going to remember that, and it's too late. It's too late. You set the playing table. Now it's checkmate. Because the people of this country, the moral people of this country, are tired. They're tired. Don't blame mental health. Don't do any of that. You blame yourselves for this because your thinking, your immoral thinking has indoctrinated these poor children. When you got children walking to the school at 16 years old, Jefferson County, Colorado, those of you that don't remember, and shoot Jewish children. This is you guys' immoral fault, where a 16-year-old has it in his mind that he hates Jewish people, and he's walking into a school shooting Jewish kids. Are you kidding me? You sorry sons of bitches created this. And you can't convince me otherwise because we have seen it and we're continuing to see it. You are a fester upon society. But one thing is for sure. If you don't get it right or get it tight, that karma is going to come for you in a way you not expecting. Because there is because people that act like that do not deserve to be in a civil society. You don't deserve it. You have shown us you cannot be civil enough to fight back against said thing. You would rather echo. And for the people saying, oh, I'm leaving the Democrat Party, you had your chance. I don't even take it seriously. You had your chance when that Danielson kid got shot by Antifa in Portland. You had your chance then to call out, but you sided with the Antifas, didn't you? You sided with that guy that ran over Taylor Anderson in South Dakota, didn't you? Oh, he was ultra MAGA. He was a right-wing extremist. And that boy got ran over for being a Republican. You had a chance then to walk away. Hmm? You had all the chance in the world to call out and walk away, but you stayed in it. Even down to the point where Joe Biden in 2022, 2023 stood with that infamous backdrop and called half of your compatriots of this country extremist and God knows what else. You had a chance to call it and leave then. So you leaving now over this is disingenuous. I don't accept it. Even though I'm not a Republican, I don't accept what you're saying because you're not being genuine. Because if you were in a logical mind, if you were in a moral mind, you would have left at the first sign of violence and called it out on the way out the door. But you didn't. Even in the attempt against Trump, y'all sat there and said, oh, someone just do it. No, you had a chance. You had a chance. So stay over in that camp. This is why up down is very important, not left or right. Left or right is to placate you, and I've told y'all that before. You see why I'm saying left right is to placate. It's up or down. You're either a totalitarian, authoritarian, or you're libertarian. That's it. And these people that are running around, Charlie Kirk's dead, they're the authoritarians. They're the ones that are okay with silencing you in order to keep the status quo in the state. They will look, they've proven their point, haven't they? They sold you out during COVID, didn't they? These totalitarians set up a phone line and people snitch, sold you out for hamburgers and French fries. Those people don't care about you, so why would you care about having discourse with them? Why would you care? Fuck them. Because at the end of the day, totalitarians always have their day, don't they? Look what happened to Mustache Man, aka Mr. Adolf Hitler. What happened to him? What happened to Mr. Goebbels? What happened to Pol Pot? Authoritarians always have their day. And these authoritarians in this free country of ours, they will have their day if they do not change their ways. Because I want them to understand one thing and one thing only. When they get rid of the people you don't like, you're next. You're next. When you sit here trying to push the gun control narrative, right? Because that's what they're doing now, right, y'all? Gun control. If he died because of what he advocated for, you damn right. You damn right he did. Because your inalienable and natural right to self-defense is way more important than any man or any government machine. This is what you got to understand. If you want to get down on your knees and suck the government's dick and hoping they don't hurt you, no, they'll let you suck their dick and cut your head off at the same time. They don't need you. They don't need you. Gun control. Sorry, guys, we're back. We're back. If y'all can hear me, okay. Freaking somebody must have got mad at what I was saying. I had to reboot the whole thing. Listen, I don't care what Rumble's talking about right now because this shit needs to be said. Because everybody else out here in these political streets is tiptoeing around this. We ain't tiptoeing. We tiptoed around MLK. We tiptoed around him, didn't we? And nobody cared. They just like, oh, he was killed. Oh my God, we weep. No, this one's different. This one's different in the modern era. This one's different, people. This hits different. So when these people do pull up in your face and they start talking out of pocket to you, you give them the finger and you walk off. This is what you do. These people, these totalitarians, do not deserve any more air from you because they have proven that they cannot be part of a civil society because they want government to dictate society. And you know what's going to be more scarier for them? Because on September 25th here in the state of Florida, you're going to be able to open carry, and it's constitutional carry. So you know your boy is going to be on point in these streets. And I suggest those, especially those you in Florida, you need to go ahead and get on point too, because these people are willing to take out their neighbor because you have a different opposing view. You better get your thing on your hip and you wear it with pride. Let them know you ain't fucking around and you are about that life. See, a lot of people that's never been in the streets really don't have a clue. And that's what half of these little mini authoritarians, mini Hitlers running around don't understand. They ain't never been in the streets like that. And here's the unnerving part. Right? Those of us that have seen people get shot in front of them, right? Some people like me, it's just another day. It's another day. Some people that have served in the military, this is another day. Yeah, and that's the truth too. If you can afford body armor, get it and wear it straight up, real talk. But again, check your state laws. You can't carry a firearm while you're in body armor in some states. You got to look that up and make sure you're in compliance with the law. You're going to get in trouble. But seriously, if you're going out every day and you're not carrying your gun on you, seriously, if you can afford it, wear body armor straight up. And I'm not fear mongering. I'm serious. I am dead serious. Because let's keep in mind what has been happening. School shootings, 2 back-to-back in Colorado, right? What happened in Utah? You can't trust the motherfucker you live next door to. The way this climate is, you cannot trust them. Nor should you. I've always said, and I just put the image up on my TikTok. The Sons of Columbia. They're here. This is look, and it is scary times, as Miss Rihanna said. I was about to say that it's scary times, but people remember, freedom is scary. Freedom is scary, and you know what's scarier than freedom? The people that hate freedom. That's the real scary part. People that hate freedom are some scary people and will kill you over freedom. Can you think about that? Can I never imagined that people in this country, hmm, people in this country literally hate freedom. People in this country hate freedom. It boggles my mind. And they will and I gotta go there, especially people that look like me, skin tone wise, a little lighter, a little darker. You know what I'm talking about. You know what group of people I'm talking about. They will cut off the nose in spite of their face over freedom. They would rather hide behind the cloak of racism, sexism, and all those isms to run away from freedom. I can't get freedom unless you're not racist. You hate freedom so, and yes, I'm talking to self-identifying black people right now. And I say this all the time. Everybody's heard this before, but I'm going to say it again. My parents lived through Jim Crow. That was literally a generation ago. Literally a generation ago. They lived through Jim Crow from young kids to. And you guys hate freedom so bad you will hand it back to them. So spit in the face of my mother and my father. Spit right in their damn face. Spit in the face of others that literally hung from bridges and trees. Spit in their goddamn face, but why don't you? Because you hate freedom that much. You don't deserve the freedom that my parents and maybe even your parents or great grandparents literally died or fought for or ran from the Klan for. You don't deserve that freedom. And it should be revoked if you're willing to sell it up the river. You hate freedom. And you can't say it out loud. So you use, oh, y'all just racist and all this. Like there was a lot TikTok live I was just in. And I had to explain to this woman what I mentioned at the start of the show, right? About putting Malcolm X and MLK and JFK and Freddie Hampton and the movement all in this. being assassinated due to their political opinions. And she tried to say, no way, he wasn't. No, shut the fuck up, bitch. I went hard. Because those are the type of black people I really dislike. I dislike them like the fucking plague because they hate freedom just like their white liberal and progressive friends. They hate it just as bad. And some conservatives hate freedom too. That's not a news flash. That's a big news flash. Hmm? And then this woman came out of her mouth. Well, these silly ass crackers, see, there you go. There's your point. This is why you hate freedom, because you think, quote unquote, the crackers are holding your freedom at stake. Bitch, freedom, freedom don't want you for some reason. You're holding that over some white person you calling a cracker. Hmm? You holding this white person accountable for your freedom. Bitch, go get a fucking job. A whole ass job. You worried about some pale skinned American keeping you away from freedom, bitch. You got here somehow. You got on a $1,300 cell phone, didn't you, to get on this app? But you worried about some white person restricting your freedom, bitch. Go get another job. Go buy another iPhone 73 or some shit. Because obviously, while we're at it, since you call them crackers, those crackers made your iPhone and you bought that bitch. Hella fucking freedom, isn't it? Huh? What are we talking about? But you want to think white people restricting your freedom and you buying their shit. So guess what? You don't like it? Jesus Christ. The fuck is the problem with this darn thing? It looks like I'm back for a minute. I'm going to throw the link in the chat. I'm going to give y'all a chance to pull up and post up. If you want to come in here and talk your opinion. I can't open the phone line because the phone line's not attached to the thingy like this. But, and you don't have to get on camera. You can turn the camera off. You want to come in and drop your opinion before we roll this thing out in 12 minutes or so. Come on, jump in here and tell me what you're feeling. Because you know I'm mad. I'm past mad. I'm big mad. I don't care. As the cool kids say, crashing out. Motherfucker, I will crash out for liberty every damn time. There's no doubt about it. I will eat your salad, spit it out, ask you if you want to bite, and eat the shit up again. Because liberty is more important than the bullshit these motherfuckers are talking about. I posted the link in the chat if you have the Rumble, more preferably if you have the Rumble Studio app on your phone. That will actually, I don't think you need it. It'll go through the web browser. I'm sure I might have to test it myself real quick. Actually, let me see if I can test it real quick. I can do it without the Rumble. Um, I'll let you know in a minute. So bear with me. I know I just dropped it in the chat, and I will see if I actually need the app to do it. Yeah, it's saying I need the app at least for Apple to do it. So, it looks like we have a person of interest. I might have to swing over here. I wasn't expecting to go to go here, but we're gonna plug in. Yep, this is rolling on the fly. This is usually plugged in, but I didn't expect to do this, so we're gonna do this. And let's see who we got here. Oh, we got somebody up in this peasy here. We're gonna see. Hopefully they make it. They make it in. We'll drop it. Drop it. Drop, and we'll bring them up in here. Boom, and hopefully they can make it in here. Uh, okay, it's not okay. Then it doesn't sound like. All right, go ahead. Okay, Miss Marlene, what's going on? How you doing, girl? You can't unmute yourself. You have to unmute yourself. I think you're exactly right, Rocky. I think that's what's going on. Where we are under attack. If you're out, if you're speaking out against the state, um, yeah, they're going to attack you, right? And make no mistake. I want people to make no mistake, right? I'm not sitting here trying to promote or create a narrative saying that the state assassinated Charlie Kirk. What I am saying is that there's agents of the state, right? The agents of the state assassinated Charlie Kirk. Let's be very specific and correct here. These people have been paid off or indoctrinated to a point, right? That they think it's okay this to be done because they want to keep the state in power. Hmm? I don't know when Miss Marlene is going to be in here in a second. She's not unmuted. So what I'm going to do, since she's putting it on her laptop, I'm going to remove her from this session here. So you're going to get kicked, Miss Marlene, and come back as soon as you get it installed. That way it won't double up on you. But these all of them, you have to treat all of these people especially the ones that celebrated this as agent provocateurs. Because one thing is for sure, one of the hardest things to do, let's keep it real. If we're going to speak in the left right paradigm, hell, better yet, if you're going to, we're going to speak up down like we always do, right? I don't care about left or right, right? It's very hard to go from being an authoritarian or totalitarian to libertarian thought. It is very hard to do because to be an authoritarian or totalitarian, you need ego and you need emotion. Those are the two things you need. Most of these people cannot take their emotions. They can't take their emotions out of what they're thinking about, especially when it comes to government. We got two Marlenes in here. We got double. So we see which one actually works before I bring the other one in. Okay, doesn't look like that one works. So we'll do the other one. And the other one is not working either. Sorry, Miss Marlene. I think, can I post it one more time? Can I post the link one more time? Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna post the link one more time, one more again for everybody. While we get ready to wrap this thing up and in. But please, like, pray for. I need y'all to pray for. If you pray, right? If you pray, first and foremost, I need you to pray for the better half of this nation. And I know this is to some people this is going to sound anti-Christian, right? But I'll explain that in a second. Even though I'm not Christian, I'm a Christ follower, right? We pray for the better half of this nation. We pray for Mrs. Kirk and her children. Oh, Miss Marlene has made it. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Miss Marlene. Go right ahead. Come on in. Have a safe trip, Miss Val. Okay. While she's figuring out the mute button, we'll get it in. But pray for them. As far as the others are concerned, and I'm going to explain why, because people will say that's kind of anti-Christian of you, right? Here's the thing: these people, these people know the gospel. They've been taught the gospel. They have been taught from day one right from wrong, and they continue to go against their soul and promote wrong. We've done what we could. We got to let God take care of it now. We got a couple people. Go ahead, and we got Trish and Miss Marlene, and let's hear your wonderful thought. Or you might have to just turn on your camera and just turn it away to get the audio to come on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's happening. That's odd that the microphones aren't unmuting. That is really odd. See, I wish there was a way. See, I wish there was a way to like invite to unmute. Yeah, for some reason it's not letting y'all unmute. I don't know why. Yeah, all the audios are good. Yeah, everything's good. I don't know why it's not letting y'all unmute. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Why won't it let you unmute? All right, so let me do this. Let me produce a different link. And y'all come back and try it again. We'll try it one more time. I'm gonna throw this link in there again. So I'm gonna kick everybody real quick and then try to come back with the link I just posted, the one I just posted, and see if it lets you do it that way. It might be something have to do with the link I posted. Um oh, there it is. Accept and accept. But no one is showing up. Oh, there's one. I'm sorry, I was just taking a little bit. I don't know why. I think it is Rumble, and I think someone said in the chat too. I think Rocky said it that Hutch was having problems with Rumble too. So I don't. This is honestly, this is making me want to just go back to Spreaker. Right, this is making me want to go back to Spreaker and just run it like we used to. No video, old school, all that. Like, but that's something I have to make a business decision on. Um, to do. So I don't understand why it's letting y'all not letting y'all unmute.
Can you hear me okay? I, mine seems to be unmuting. Can you hear me? I am unmuted. Can you hear me?
So it looks like we may be back. It may. I think we may be back, and it might be premature. But if this keeps going, like the next time it goes out, like it's a Dunzo show. I'm not gonna fight it anymore at this point. But anyway, I hear you, Miss Trish. I hear you 100%. Go ahead.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Although I'm hearing you twice, but I'm going to go with it.
I'm probably playing in the background on the other on your other app or in the browser, so that could be
I
what
don't
it
know.
is.
So basically, I guess the point that I wanted to make was, when I think about what was sketched into the bullets with Charlie Kirk, and I think we all have heard the rhetoric over the last few years. 1940s Germany, Mustache
Hmm.
Man, or keep thinking I'm on TikTok, Hitler. When they push these narratives out to vulnerable children, this is what we get. And it's very disturbing. We now have children that are, like you had mentioned with the Colorado schools, that think that they are doing something to help our country. And it's very disturbing that,
There it goes again. I think.
okay, am I back? I think
Yep.
it's
Now you're
back.
back. Yep.
Okay. I think that, they are genuinely thinking that they're helping our country. Yeah, because they've been indoctrinated to believe that there is some serious threat in this country, that
Right.
Trump is that of Hitler.
Right.
And we really need to shut this rhetoric down when we do hear it. We
Right.
really do, because it's only going to get worse.
Yep.
And I am afraid for our country for these reasons. How many other incidents are we going to witness?
At
So
this
just something
rate,
to think about.
many more. I mean, because this is all we see, right? And folks like us that traverse the TikTok streets, we got to go in with full M1A1 Abrams tanks and body armor and all kinds of stuff just to get through the bullshit. But we hear it right on a daily basis. What these people keep saying, and it's like, where do you get that from? Like
Hmm.
it, and it's also to another point. These people, right, that operate on these emotions, right, cannot read past the ninth grade level. I'm
Right.
being honest. This is what I think. This is my opinion. So you have 16-year-olds, for an example, right, that are going out doing these things, and people, oh yeah, and it's like, but they're barely reading past ninth grade like you are. This is why you relate to that, because your intellect has has not gotten there yet. You might think it has, but it hasn't.
No.
This is why you're fueled by emotions.
There's no critical thinking taught any longer.
No,
Hmm.
but I guarantee you, right? And here's my solution, partially to that. Whoever is the shooter, and I'm gonna tell you right now, and people are gonna say conspiracy, but I'm going to say this Tyler kid, he ain't the shooter. It doesn't line up. Something about that is fishy and doesn't line up. But now he's a scapegoat. He's a martyr for the authoritarians in this country, right? But it doesn't add up to me.
Yeah.
Because if you look at, right, and again, y'all, I'm just, I'm taking from what I've observed, okay, throughout history when we do these things, right? Why does Tyler, if you look at his mugshot, right? Why doesn't he have the buggy eyes like all the other shooters have?
They do usually have those eyes. Absolutely. I mean, that is a thing.
Tyler doesn't. He doesn't have
Right.
those kind of right. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to dwell in conspiracy, y'all, but I'm just saying if you take the last few shooters, right, and yeah, I'm talking about the trans ones too. They all have that bug-eyed look. But Tyler doesn't. Like we just right, and I'm gonna continue to tell the people right at the same time, right. I'm gonna continue to tell the people the first narrative is never the correct narrative. It's a placation. So why they get their ducks in a row on what story they want to present to you, right? Starting at the fact of the shooting, they arrested some old guy and said, "Oh, this is him." While everybody's looking at this is him, the guy's running across the roof, running away, right? You got the guy standing out front, like literally like within 20 feet when he got shot, right? Shouting MAGA distraction. This doesn't add up. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead, Trish. I know you got a little bit more things to say, and we got to shut this mamma jamma down.
Well, I did. What about the deaf guy? The hand motion with
Yes.
people?
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring that up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little awkward, a little unusual.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to let that slide out. But yeah, I mean, as far as what I was referring to, I never thought I'd have I wouldn't never thought I'd witness people running around screaming the word fascism without really knowing its true meaning and what it actually looks like, the exaggerations that we hear about
Mm-hmm.
Trump or about our country. And I would just like to, I guess the last thing would just be we need to call it out. I mean, each and every one of us call it out when we witness it and let them know it's unacceptable because we are damaging our children with this rhetoric.
Right. I want to bring up. Do want to bring up one more thing, and this is something I've been going through here since before I got onto the show. But um, I mean, when we talk about it being permeated in the federal government, like I want people to understand this when I show this. Do 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 do. There we go. I got to scroll up, hit this. Right. U.S. Secret Service agent on leave who wrote negative Facebook post about Charlie Kirk. The federal fucking government.
That's disturbing. I hadn't seen that.
Federal government. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. In Cleveland, 2 first responders are being investigated for social media posts about Charlie Kirk. These are people that are coming to pick you up off the side of the road when you ran into a guide rail. And imagine, right? One of the posts by the firefighter says, "We have assassinations weekly in Cleveland. Do you feel sorry for them or post something for them or their families? Nope. Neither did this dude. I ain't never sympathized with the devil. What the fuck is this Negro talking about?" So I can tell that's a Negro talking, right? Another EMS post said some men improve the world only by leaving it. Really? This is the disgusting shit that has permeated into our society in government positions.
Right. But you know what's scarier? I hate to
What's
play the
that?
sides, but I have to play the sides right now. If we had a Democratic administration, would we be hearing about this? Would there be any consequence? Would there be investigations? Would there be terminations or
Mm,
suspensions?
nope.
No, I don't believe so.
Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. This is even worse. I think this is even on a worse level. Watch this. I'm gonna throw this on the screen. Yeah, y'all are reading that. Y'all are reading that exactly right. A Marine ordered off of recruiting duty over post celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination. Yeah, folks, this is in our, even in our military.
Wow, it's disgusting. We got to do something about our society.
Here's another one. And I think this is a composite list. I think we're looking at potential looking at here. Teachers, firefighters, and other workers celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. Now could be looking for new jobs. So let's see what we got here. Defense Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth warned the Pentagon is tracking closely any civilian or military employees who celebrate the murder. Let's see what else do we got here. Yeah, we talked the U.S. Marine fire for he was discharged. Oh shit! So this is updated from that other article. The thing is, he violated UCMJ. He should fucking lose everything at this point. Wow. Secret Service agents say Kirk spewed hate and racism. Wow. And this is the scary part. He's part of the Secret Service.
Yeah, that's bad.
And he's close to the president. I cannot trust a motherfucker that with that near the president of the United States. I don't care what skin color the president is. I can't trust that motherfucker. That dog needs to be put down. Put down and put back in the private sector where the hell he belongs. Oh no, this is crazy. Oregon teacher says who wait, let me make that bigger because I don't think people can actually see that. Let me make that bigger so people can actually see it. There we go. Oregon teacher whose day was brightened by Kirk's death. And so Oregon teacher has been put on leave for saying that his day was brightened by Kirk's murder, according to the news outlet. John Colgan, just so y'all have the name, a middle school teacher near Armstrong Middle, um, and a county and a city councilor in Cornelius. Oh, and the city councilor? Get
Wow.
this is one of them people. This shit is worse than we're looking at this. And you got elected officials, a city councilor.
Recall them. If it's in a state to recall them.
You damn right.
Get them out. Get them out.
See, he said on his Facebook, hearing that Charlie Kirk got shot and died really brightened up my day. Right? And then he says, nobody deserves it, but some are asking for it. Wow. No, you should be tarred and fucking feathered, city councilor. Carolina Panthers PR employee, while y'all sad, what did they actually say? Charlie Rock. Yeah, Charlie Rock. You on blast too now, bro. No, catching while y'all sad, your man said it was worth it. Wow. Along with a screenshot of Wu-Tang Clan song Protect Your Neck. Wow. Yep, you should be fired. And when people see you, yeah, they should push up on your ass and all that. New Orleans firefighter said bullet was a gift from God.
Wow.
Ashley
That's
Creekball
terrible.
said, I think he should be forced to carry that bullet in his body. That bullet has a right to be there because it's a gift from God. Wow. And this is a person, right, that is coming to put water on your house.
Did you see the one Chris Pratt said made a little tweet just saying I'm praying for the family. They were all calling for him to be removed from Marvel over a tweet that said I'm praying for the family. That's disgusting.
Right. Oh, look, Batman Batman spinoff dropped by DC Comics. Gretchen Felker Martin that appeared to celebrate Kirk's assassination. Right? She said, "Thoughts and prayers, you Nazi bitch." One put, "Yep, nope, you're fucking you canceled yourself. You
Wow.
stupid bitch." Texas football coach who labeled Kirk a horrible human. Let's see. Derek Woods was a teacher and football coach at Shindelwolf Intermediate. Responded to someone else's post that thanked Kirk for all he has done. Woods said he did not understand why anyone is sad over Kirk's death and criticized the MAGA figure for some good. Yeah, see, see again, teacher. This is a coach. Matthew Dowd, we saw that one go down in real time. Basically, he was fired within hours of him saying what he said. Right? He's the environment in which a shooting like this happens. Dowd said Kirk has been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And he says, and I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then leads to hateful actions. You cannot stop these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place. Again, Matthew Dowd, you fucking prick ass dick. Your version of hateful is subjective and does not, hello, you're not the arbiter of free speech. So I'm glad MSNBC made you take a whole ass seat. And everybody that lives around you should make you take a whole ass seat too every time they see you. I said what I said.
I I've watched a good amount of Charlie Kirk. I've never seen him be hateful. I've seen a trans woman in front of him where he says, I respect the right and the freedom that you have to be who you are, but I don't agree with it. That's how he handled every single conversation when it came to something that he personally didn't necessarily agree with, but he always showed respect and always valued their freedom to live their life the way they want. I don't understand where this rhetoric comes from at all.
I don't either, but here we are, right? These people, the point, where I'm here is the fact that these people, right, are operating, thinking the media. Oh, here we go. Here's the one: blue sky issues warning, and we know damn well now what this is not what's going to happen. Blue issue sky, and those that don't know what blue sky is, blue sky is the quote unquote Democrat Twitter, right? Blue sky issues warning to any user celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination. Right, and they say that we issue a warning to offer users some accounts celebrated, glorifying the violence or harm violates Blue Sky's community guidelines, but they do it all the time with impunity. So this, for me, like this is just no, no, absolutely not. I don't agree with that stance at all. Where's the other one I was looking for? See, here's what's funny, right? Here we go. Can I get into this one? Uh, let me see if I can get into it. See, and here's the other narrative, and I think we heard this one alike too. At one point in time, Trish, that this guy here, right, says that like I'm glad that guy died, but they're really going hard on the this is a dark day for America about a guy I never heard of till he was shot. You hear this right?
Hmm.
This is we heard this earlier today.
Right.
It's like where would you get that exact wording from?
Almost like paid opposition, right? Pushing narratives. I mean, I do believe that's the thing. It's real.
Yeah. I think it's real too. Like, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not the conspiracy guy or any of that, but I'm
Me
really
either.
beginning to really believe. Oh, here's a good one. Watch this. And I'm gonna get to the other thing too here real quick if I can get it to come out. Here we go. So this left leaning rag, right, wrote. Check this out. Wrote right wing activists are targeting people for allegedly celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Isn't that ironic?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Isn't this ironic? Oh wait, I can't read the article. You've read your last. I've never read this before. What? So they're saying far right influencers and violent extremists are posting identifying details about people they view as celebrating or glorifying. See, look, Wired, you're pieces of shit too. Because I guarantee you, if I go in here and get a free subscription, I can go back to 2020 and you didn't say shit about left wing activists doxing people on the right for not getting jabs. Just disingenuous assholes. We're not
Right.
doing that. We're not doing that. No. You get what you got coming. You created the atmosphere and y'all fucked up. Now you're going to get caught in the same matrix you created. Hmm.
Hmm. Let's not forget the doctors' licenses that were
Yeah.
being pulled.
Yep.
Physicians, they're going to cry me a river over teachers and firefighters, but forget about those doctors,
Right. Now I got to cover.
nurses.
Yep. I got to cover one more disturbing thing. One more disturbing thing I got to cover. And our a friend of the show that's in Louisiana, you might need to get a hold of this mofo and put him in his place.
Uh-oh.
If I can get. Oh, did I lose it again? Oh, here we go. I undid the thing. There we go. Clay Higgins wants to call for an immediate ban for life for social media posts critical of Charlie Kirk. This is Mr. Higgins. I like you. This is an absolute hell no.
Yeah, they always got
Higgins
to
said,
go to that authoritarian. They always do.
yeah, right, like right to it. Like he said he's going to use congressional authority and every influence with big tech platforms to enact such bans. Wait a minute. And seriously, y'all, seriously, didn't we just jump on Biden for wanting to push influence over the jab over the social media companies? Did we not just sit here and live through that? Even where Biden created the disinformation board out of DHS and we shouted it down? Like, no, absolutely not. Same smoke applies to Clay Higgins, uh, uh, Representative Clay Higgins from Lafayette, Louisiana. You get the same smoke because the federal government should not be doing this, period. No, zero, nada. That is fascist by definition. Let's don't do this, Mr. Higgins. Let's don't do that. Let's don't do that. I greatly appreciate it. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox here. Now that no more errors are happening, but I'm sure I better not jinx myself because the error will happen. But with that being said, thank you, Trish, for calling, quote unquote, zapping in into the
Of course.
conversation. And Miss Marlene, I'm sorry you wasn't able to take part in the conversation because you couldn't unmute yourself. I'm sorry. These it's Rumble. I'm sure it's Rumble. I mean, we see what's happening. But anyway, listen, y'all. Rest your heads this weekend. What's done is already done, but we have to go in our next excursion out into the social media public, and you got to have your battle armor on, and you got to be ready. Look, y'all got to be ready to crash the fuck out on these fools. Crash all the way the fuck out. Like, literally to the point, like, again, I'm not an advocate for it, but remember, the First Amendment only applies to the government restricting speech. I don't give a fuck about these authoritarian motherfuckers. I will talk over them, around them, under them, and create the sinkhole for them to fall into, because that's how much airtime they get from me. Now, that being said, remember, y'all, love your neighbors. I gotta say it. Love your neighbors. Okay. Love your family. But ultimately, in the end, you have to love yourself before you can love anything else. Until next time, enjoy your weekend. Make sure you're back here on Sunday at 8 p.m. Incrementalism versus Revolution, the path to minarchy. Check it out. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace and love, everybody.